Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, October 26th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're somebody that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just new, interested in learning more about the tool of technical analysis, how it can be used to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Before I get started real quick, just keep in the back of your mind that if you're enjoying what you see, if you want to learn more about this tool and how it can be used to help build consistency as a trader, then I want to personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering Thursday. If you're watching on YouTube, then down in the description box, there's a link you can click on, or if you're watching at my site, there's an area right on the webpage that you can click on. So just keep that in the back of your mind, and if you're liking what you see, then definitely get signed up for the class. First one here, ticker symbol BKKT, and what an absolutely monster way to start off the week for this one. Fantastic volume. And then, so down here, you can see just very solid. And then, of course, just, the big movement with it. And what I like about this is that the setup itself is not anything that I would consider, some sort of it requires a lot of skill or, so I'm not trying to proclaim that I have a special skill set or this is a great discovery. The exact opposite. I assure you people around the world are going, okay, let's connect those two areas right there, which is now creating this trend line. And I go through all that because lots of people are watching the same thing, wondering the same thing. Call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want. It can produce some very dynamic movements. Now, does that guarantee anything? No, there are no guarantees. But is it a plausible thought process that if the price were to come up to this trend line at some point and break through it, is it plausible to think that that break could create that much more upside buying pressure, self-fulfilling prophecy momentum? Absolutely. So that is definitely a level that, like I said, very little, skill is required to draw that trend line, which just shows, technical charts are a great tool. They're nothing complicated. And, just a basic breakout area to watch right there. And then as far as supports are concerned, if you like to play more so the pullbacks, let's actually make this green here to make it a little bit easier to see. A couple of different choices. One very interesting level right there around the $21 mark. Then if 21 doesn't quite hold up, potential gap close location down there around $19.50. But like I said, in my mind, I think the most interesting dynamic that most people are going to be paying attention to is all about that, resistance trend line. So let's see if the price can get the break or not. Next one, TSLA, Tesla. And Elon Musk is a rich, even richer man. Good for him. Fantastic. His just what a move. Through 1,000 and just kept on going further and further up. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these. Been doing this analysis on a pretty routine basis. But of course, after today, a lot more updates need to be made. The level that I'm very curious about, though, is this right here at 1000 or 1000. Let's see, we'll call it 1013. And that's an interesting level because I think there's lots of shorts watching it, and rightfully so. It makes sense for shorts to be watching that level saying, wow, this was such a big move upwards. You got to think this thing's not going to crash, but at least pull back some more. And the quote-unquote pullback point that I could see them thinking to use as their decision is that level right there. I mean, if the price comes down there and breaks through it, again, that's a plausible situation from a short-sided trades perspective that, that could cause momentum to the downside. But what makes this very interesting is this going to be some sort of short trap, meaning price comes down here, breaks through it, acts like it wants to get weak, shorts pile in for, some sort of, day trade, miniature swing trade, and then just have the thing snap back upwards. I don't know. Pure speculation on my part, but in my mind, that is an area, 1013, that lots and lots of people are going to be watching, especially those shorts. And I should have noted, but if you are new to these videos, I'm doing the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks, as they're called, represents 30 minutes worth of time. So that's how, that's how the chart is being broken down here. But, yes, that level up there is important because it is a break to new highs, all-time highs. But like I said, the more kind of storybook perspective, if you will, that stands out right around 1013. So let's see if the price goes down there and how it behaves if it does get down to that level. Next one here, AMC, and not a whole lot of new things to talk about, so this should be relatively quick. However, still very powerful in the sense of the power of technical analysis and learning how to use charts, and this will mean more to those that watched the video from Friday. But if you did, I talked about two levels. I talked about that red line up there at basically 38. I talked about that green line down there at basically 36.25. And wouldn't you know it, both levels came into play today and behaved just like the chart suggested they could. 36.25, once again, held as support, bounced the price back upwards, and then you see right where the price got rejected, well, right at that red line, that resistance at 38, and back down the price went. So all in all, nothing to really report other than the fact of the sideways channel continues. The price is just chopping around in the sideways channel, now 2 days in a row, so everything else remains the same. It's just a question of who is ultimately going to win out of this battle. Are the bulls going to win out by pushing to the upside of the sideways channel, or the bears going to win out by pushing to the downside? That is the big question moving forward. So as far as key levels, Nothing new other than the fact that we got confirmation that, yeah, both that level of support and resistance did indeed behave as you would suspect that they would. Next one here, MARK, and this is looking very, very rough. Well, let me take a step back. Depending on your perspective, meaning if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought up here on the gap up this morning thinking it was going to keep on going, well, then that was a savage, just brutal move, and things are looking very rough for you. But if you do like to play pullbacks, if you like to play, charts that are relatively ugly and situations where it's plausible to think that a lot of people are probably just saying, nah, that's it, game over, I'm done, then this is definitely one of those. But what, as I've said in past videos, there can be opportunity in ugly. And while certainly nothing is guaranteed, as I've said and will probably continue to say, the one interesting area is this area right down here around $2.15, where you could see the price come down here, having more people panic, closing that gap, and then potentially, I'm not going to say reversing back up to, $7, but even if it goes up a quarter, half of that way, that would still be a very nice trade, especially when you consider the risk relative to the potential upside reward. So assuming you can honor stop loss, assuming you know how to set up risk-controlled trade plans, then this could be a very interesting pullback trade here. Again, based on the premise of, it's so ugly, everybody's just going to give up on it. But those are the situations where things like to all of a sudden turn around. When it seems like it can't get any worse, when everybody waves the white flag, that's where tradable opportunities can occur. So yeah, if the price can't get down around that green line, it could be a very interesting setup. Next one here, PHUN. And I don't want to say that this one seems to be over, but it very well may be, just because, the volume has really dropped off. Some of these other tickers have come to life. However, to be fair, just like I was talking about, when charts seem this way, like I think the party's over, I don't think anybody really cares about it. Those are the moments where all of a sudden it can spring back to life, which is why I wanted to at least keep it on the watch list for one more day, and we'll see how things play out. Because to be fair, the price has once again, sure, it started off strong with a gap up, but then after the gap up, completely just fell back downwards. But it's not like it fell downwards in the sense of and just totally crashed. No, it fell back, but it got down to that green line again, and the power of chart, surprise, surprise, has gotten around that green line and is now behaving as support. So we'll just kind of keep that dynamic in mind that, yeah, maybe it is game over. So I 100% understand your perspective. You're like, no, I'm not even bothering putting this on the watch list. I think it's over, and I wouldn't argue against that at all. But I do think there is still a little bit of a coherent debate that could be structured into the sense of, yeah, let's keep it on the watch list. Now, if the price comes down to there, that purple line at $5 and blasts through there, at that point, I would definitely say, all right, take it off the watch list. There's got to be better stuff out there. But as of now, still remaining interesting. If it can bounce back upwards, then right around that $11 mark, that red line there still remains that key resistance level. Next one, GRNQ, and same premise as past one, so I don't want to spend too much time on it, but we have ourselves another ugly chart. Price gapped up, got all the way as high as there to think some poor souls bought right there, and now a pretty big pullback. But, maybe this is just a healthy pullback. It is ugly. It is a pretty big pullback. But if this thing wants to pull back a bit more, can be one of those situations where, it seems like it's game over, seems like it's end of the world, and oh, look, the price just decided to bounce. So in my mind, right around that $1.10 mark, very, very important level. So if you like to play those pullbacks, if you like to play those ugly opportunities that could all of a sudden turn itself around, then keep an eye on $1.10, very interesting level. But once more, that does assume that you are, you have risk management protocols in place. If you like to play more of, kind of reversals in the sense of, well, I like to wait for breakouts, interesting level of resistance to keep an eye on would be right there, that resistance break right there. But overall, like I said, same general concept, and it's amazing how some days you have a bunch of the same types of setups that take place. But yeah, a lot of charts today that started off great are looking ugly, but if they decide to all of a sudden snap back, could be a great tradable opportunity. Next one here, XELA, which is the total opposite. This is not an ugly looking chart. It's a great looking chart. The only ugly part here, depending on perspective, is if you're a breakout player, then yeah, sorry, you missed the breakout. There's the breakout right there. But now it shifts into, okay, well, but how do you feel about this? How do you feel about the current breakout that's underway? Is this the start of something much bigger? Is there a lot more momentum to come? Which is a good question to be asking, right? Because in order to ask that question, you first need a breakout in the first place. And lots of stocks never even get that breakout. But this one has gotten the breakout. So that's a big question is there more momentum to occur? Now, I should note that there's still a few moments before the market closes. So, I like to do that just so you can continue to see how these things play out. But as I speak right now, this thing is continuing to break out. So where are some next potential areas of resistance within this breakout, which as you're seeing here, it's been a long time since the price has been up around this area. But the next key overall area of resistance, going to be that former area of support up there right around, let's call it $2. Let me make sure. Yeah, $2.25. Level of resistance to watch here headed into Tuesday. And then after $2.25, next level up there around $2.37. But there's no doubt about it, the momentum has shown up. Big volume, big movement. So if you're somebody that likes to play the momentum, play the breakouts, well, this one should definitely be on your watch list then. Next one, DWAC, very popular one. And now it's just a question of, is the party over, or is this just kind of a fake little almost kind of sleepiness? Because right now, sleepiness being defined as volume. Look at this volume. Absolutely pitiful compared to Friday, and definitely pitiful compared to Thursday. Now, just because things have gotten pitiful, again, that doesn't mean that it's party over. Why can you say that? Why? Now, maybe it does, but why can you say, like, well, no, for sure. Well, because the price just is going sideways. It's not like the price is crashing downwards and everything on low volume. Nothing like that. Has it gotten boring? Yeah, it's gotten pretty boring. Just kind of slowly chopping in here. But boring doesn't mean that it's bad. Boring just means that, well, unfortunately, nothing can go straight up every single day. So like PHUN, a situation where, if maybe the party's not over and this thing wants to come back to life, then, especially the week is young, it's only Monday. We'll have to see what happens with it. But that 112, 113-ish area going to be a key level of resistance for any sort of attempted move to the upside. And then as far as support is concerned, that $80 mark, which, again, not to pat myself on the back, but to pat charts on the back, I put that green line into place on Friday. And look right where the price bounced off of, right at that level. So, truly, the power of charts there. So keep an eye on these levels. And yeah, just keep an eye on it because, like I said, maybe the party is over. Maybe that's sleepiness because, well, everybody's gone to sleep, moved on to other things. But maybe this is just a temporary little pause before another surge of volume. So certainly worth watching. Next one, PLTR, and nothing to, just a classic pattern. And it goes back to the first talking point about self-fulfilling prophecies. So I'm not coming across like this pattern takes a lot of skill on my part and this is some sort of great discovery. No, the exact opposite. People that understand use charts are going to be sitting there saying, okay, I like that trend line right there. They're going to be saying, okay, but I also notice how there's this nice little area of support right there from that trend line breakout. And I'm just going to change this to green to represent more of a bullish attribute. And then to really just keep this all the same dynamic here in color. So we have a resistance there. We have a support right there. We have the momentum move right there. And let's just put our golf hole down there for those who are more visual. And we have a bull pennant pattern. So I assure you people around the world are going to be watching PLTR, watching the bull pennant pattern, and just wondering, hey, bullish pattern, little consolidation. Is there another move to the upside? No guarantees, as I've said, but is that a plausible thought process to think that something that's in a bullish pattern is going to go higher? Yeah, that is a rational thought process. That doesn't mean that'll happen, but certainly a rational thought process. So keep an eye on this bull pennant pattern, and let's see if the bulls can indeed get the break to the upside. And then GNUS, what a breakout move here. So goes back to, what was that? XELA, right? Same concept. The breakout has happened. And with the market still being open a few more minutes, you can see that the breakout is underway and this thing just keeps fighting higher and higher. So this is one where if you like to play momentum, if you like to play breakouts, then this is one that I would argue, why would it not be on your watch list now? Because you can see a lot of momentum has shown up, and actually the interest has grown throughout the day. And you can see that via the fact that the volume has actually been growing throughout the course of the day. So it's not like people lost interest during the day. People are gaining interest, especially with this last 30 minutes as the price continues to break out. So as far as next potential areas of resistance are concerned, we actually may need to go to another time frame here because there we go. We're going way back on the charts history. We're talking about highs that were last seen back here in June. So next key battleground to watch from a resistance standpoint, going to be right up there at, let me make sure I get this right around $2 and we'll call it 13 cents. And then after 2.13, next overarching level right up there around $2.28. But you see here, which does actually a good illustration. Look at all this volume right here and then just compare it. Nothing even close. So huge volume, huge momentum. If you like to play these sorts, well then, yeah, this one definitely needs to be on the watch list. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, I do want to personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class I'm offering on Thursday. If you like what you saw, if you want to learn more about charts, how they should be used, how they should not be used, and why they can be used to build consistency as a trader, then like I said, it'll be this Thursday, October 28th, at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely get signed up for it. And I look forward to sharing more about this tool with you. If you enjoy these top 10 videos, then please communicate that to me by doing two easy things. Hit that like button, leave a basic comment saying hi, a ticker symbol that you traded today, any number of your choosing. But those two things communicate to me that you enjoy these videos. And as long as I know that people are enjoying them, then I have no problem at all continuing to put in the time and effort to make these videos. But I just ask for your feedback in that regard. So again, definitely get signed up for the class if you want to learn more about this trading tool and how it can be used to help improve as a trader, help you become a consistent trader. And I look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Hopefully everybody had a great start to the week.